Welcome, fellow explorers of our extraordinary planet. Today, our journey takes us to a land of almost mythical proportions, a realm that redefines our understanding of scale and wilderness, Alaska. It isn't merely the largest state in the American Union, it is so absurdly massive it dwarfs even the grandest of its counterparts, making the famed expanse of Texas seem almost like a modest suburb by comparison. Join me, Kay, as we delve into 15 mind-blowing geography facts about this incredible land. So, the next time you hear the proud boast that everything's bigger in Texas, you might offer a knowing smile. And perhaps gently suggest a glance at a map of Alaska. To truly comprehend Alaska, one must first grapple with its almost incomprehensible dimensions. Consider this. If you were to superimpose Alaska onto a map of the contiguous United States, its sprawling form would stretch from the Atlantic coast of Georgia all the way to the Pacific shores of California. This is not merely a state, it is a subcontinental expanse. The official figure, over 663,000 square miles, or 1.7 million square kilometers, is a number so large it can be difficult to truly internalize. The sheer scale of Alaska presents formidable challenges, particularly when it comes to human infrastructure. Consequently, aviation and maritime travel are not luxuries here, but necessities. Beyond its staggering landmass, Alaska presents another geographical marvel that often escapes widespread recognition: its extraordinary coastline. If one were to meticulously trace every inlet, fjord, and island shore, the total length would exceed an astonishing 47,000 miles. This immense coastline is not a monotonous stretch of sand, but rather a dramatic and ever-changing tapestry of natural artistry. Thousands of islands, ranging from tiny, uninhabited skerries to large, forested landmasses, are scattered offshore, each contributing to the complex lacework of the Alaskan maritime boundary. The rich waters support one of the world's most productive fisheries, providing salmon, halibut, cod, and crab to markets across the globe. The notion that one can see Russia from Alaska often evokes a sense of geographical intrigue, and indeed, it is a factual reality, albeit one confined to a very specific and remarkable location. At the narrowest point of the Bering Strait, a mere watery expanse separates the easternmost reaches of Asia from the westernmost tip of North America. Here lie two small, unassuming islands known as the Diomedes, Little Diomede, which belongs to the United States, and Big Diomede, a territory of the Russian Federation. The distance separating Little Diomede from its Russian counterpart Big Diomede is astonishingly small, only about 2.4 miles. Rising to 20,310 feet, Denali reigns supreme over the Alaskan landscape. Its sheer scale is difficult to convey in words or photographs. Denali creates its own weather systems, shifting rapidly from clear skies to violent storms. The conditions are among the most extreme outside the polar regions and the highest Himalayas. Alaska rests uneasily upon one of the most seismically active regions on our planet. Situated along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the land here is in constant flux. Thousands of earthquakes are recorded each year, though most are too small to be felt. Alaska also experiences many of the world's largest and most powerful earthquakes. The Great Alaska Earthquake of 1964, also known as the Good Friday Earthquake, struck on March 27th. It registered a magnitude of 9.2, the most powerful in North American history. While often perceived as a realm of ice and snow, Alaska is also a land of intense volcanic activity, where subterranean fire vies with the frozen surface. The Aleutian Arc, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, contains over 130 volcanoes. Volcanic eruptions disrupt air travel, as fine ash can be carried for thousands of miles. Alaska is a land sculpted and dominated by ice, home to an astonishing multitude of glaciers. While an exact count is challenging due to their remote nature and dynamic behavior, it is estimated that there are around 100,000 glaciers in Alaska. These frozen rivers cover approximately 5% of the state's total land area, an expanse equivalent to the size of West Virginia. The annual meltwater from these icy behemoths feeds countless rivers and lakes, sustaining freshwater ecosystems and providing crucial habitat for fish, including commercially important salmon species. However, this magnificent frozen army is now facing a formidable challenge: a rapidly changing climate. When one thinks of a U.S. state renowned for its abundance of lakes, Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, often comes to mind. However, Alaska quietly holds a far more impressive title in this regard, boasting a truly staggering number of freshwater bodies. It is estimated that Alaska is home to over 3 million natural lakes that are larger than 20 acres in size. These lakes vary immensely in size, depth, and character. This incredible density of lakes makes Alaska a veritable mosaic of land and water. Alaska's immense geographical reach bestows upon it a series of rather curious distinctions when it comes to the directional extremities of the United States. It is a state that, quite remarkably, lays claim to the northernmost, westernmost, and perhaps most surprisingly, the easternmost points of the entire country. The northernmost point of the United States is relatively straightforward to identify: Point Barrow, now officially known by its Inupiaq name, Utqiagvik. The westernmost point of the United States is found within Alaska's sprawling Aleutian Islands chain. The claim to the easternmost point is perhaps the most counterintuitive, yet geographically sound. A significant portion of Alaska lies north of the Arctic Circle, that imaginary line of latitude located at approximately 66.5 degrees north. Crossing this threshold transports one into a realm of profound environmental extremes, a world governed by the dramatic tilt of the Earth's axis and its annual journey around the sun. The most defining characteristic of the Arctic is its extreme variation in daylight. During the summer months, areas north of the Arctic Circle experience the phenomenon of the midnight sun. Conversely, the Arctic winter brings the polar night. Alaska's geographical position at the northwestern extremity of North America places it in a unique and strategically significant location, acting as a bridge not only metaphorically, but also in a very real sense to the continent of Asia. Beyond its immediate Russian neighbor, Alaska's westernmost islands and mainland sit remarkably close to the major population centers and industrial hubs of East Asia. This top-of-the-world routing makes Alaska a critical waypoint for international air travel and, perhaps more significantly, for global air cargo operations. This strategic proximity was acutely recognized during times of global conflict. Today, while the geopolitical landscape has evolved, Alaska's strategic importance endures. In the upper reaches of Cook Inlet, south of Anchorage, lies a remarkable waterway known as Turnagain Arm. This long, narrow, and relatively shallow estuary is famed not only for its stunning mountain scenery and vast tidal mudflats, but also for one of the most dramatic and unusual tidal phenomena on Earth: the Boar Tide. Turnagain Arm possesses the ideal geographical characteristics for the formation of spectacular boar tides. The height of the bore can vary from a few inches to several feet, sometimes even reaching 6 to 10 feet under optimal conditions. The arrival of the boar tide is often heralded by a distant roaring sound, which grows louder as the wave approaches. Beneath Alaska's northern landscapes, and in some southern regions, lies permafrost, ground that remains below 0 degrees Celsius for at least 2 years. In Alaska, permafrost varies, from sporadic patches to deep layers in the Arctic. As temperatures rise, permafrost thaws, causing complex consequences. Thawing permafrost is critical with global impacts. Nestled at the base of towering mountains and alongside the Gastineau Channel, Juneau is Alaska's capital city. Uniquely, it's inaccessible by road from the rest of Alaska or North America. This shapes life in Juneau. Residents rely on air travel or the ferry system. Despite its isolation, Juneau is vibrant and picturesque, rich in history and natural beauty. Within Alaska lies a protected area of monumental scale: Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve. This sprawling wilderness kingdom covers 13.2 million acres. It contains North America's largest subpolar icefield, the Bagley Icefield. Despite its grandeur, it remains one of the least accessible national parks. Experience the raw, untamed power of nature on an epic scale. Our exploration of Alaska's mind-blowing geography reveals a land that is truly a world apart. It is a place where superlatives abound, where the scale of nature consistently overwhelms human benchmarks. From the silent creep of glaciers to the sudden fury of earthquakes and volcanoes, the Earth here is alive and dynamic. Alaska is where Earth, in many respects, still runs wild, a sanctuary for creatures and ecosystems that have disappeared from so much of the globe. Thank you for joining me, Kay, on this Alaskan adventure.